the breakout, so
Yeah,
let's make it clear as mud now and say that's
Oh, good. I like
what it
mud.
was. So these are the 3 units, these are the ones involved in each unit. So we'd have a motion that would um, approve and direct as such. Well, somebody would like to do that?
I'll make a motion that we create the 3 units
As presented,
as presented.
Seconded by Bergie.
seconded by Adam. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. All right, so that's the first item of business, all set on that. Next one, I think, was how we were gonna handle hours of the building, or how we're gonna reduce these hours in what way, shape, or form. We had several conversations, I think, about it. Reduce the hours each day, just close for one day.
First of all, I have a question. Since now that, and maybe this is for Kim, now that we verified these 3 units and these sets of names, then you still have to put it all in and get applied and get the number, get it okayed yet, right? Yeah, okay.
And also, is the discretion of the department heads. I mean, everyone gets certified, but to report hourly, or, so if it doesn't include appointed in the 10%, and we, right, but, so Trina works the full load because our office is slammed, she's still getting 10% cut regardless?
Well, yeah, that's,
See, there was a yes and a no came right from, I just got 2 answers.
oh,
I didn't,
yeah, that would be, I mean, all the hourlies, in order to receive the $600, you have to take a pay cut.
But
Or all the salaried, I mean.
What if,
what if they don't even care about the $600? And
Uh.
don't certify their hours for that week at all, just report them as normally worked.
That's fine. I mean, but it would, if it was me, I mean, you're gonna work anyway. So why not take the 10% and and gain the money?
That, I just wanted to
Yeah.
get clarification, but if it was
Right.
left up to the department head, so if Missy says, I can't afford anybody this week, and Cheryl says, I can't, then they just work their normal hours with no 10% reduction,
So what are normal hours for a salaried worker?
35 hours.
But they're salaried.
salary
But,
gets,
35
I mean,
hours.
this is what we're open, this is what just before you get to the building closure part, I just want clarification on that.
So you're not, this is your groups that you're creating, but these are not the people that are necessarily gonna be certified on a weekly basis.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it independent upon the needs of each office. So clerk's office, I think, am I saying this right? I mean,
So,
That's what I
So
want.
I
that's where
have a
want.
question.
Right.
If you're cutting salaried employees by 10%, you're gonna have Kim figure out a wage every other week if somebody works the full hours, doesn't work the full hours? Or is every salaried employee a 10% cut?
that was my understanding.
that was,
No
What I
clarification.
understood was salaried employees were being cut 10%,
correct.
regardless of the amount of hours they worked. But, I mean, Kim's not gonna be putting in, she's gonna have to figure that reduction, so if it's up to department heads discretions and people are working.
Well, that's on hourly, not on salaried.
Correct, and that was my
Oh,
understanding, is
different.
the
That- see,
salaried
that's
employees are
two different
10% cut
answers.
no matter what. And Kim's gonna figure that salary, and that's gonna be their new salary until further notice.
Until
Correct.
the end of August.
Through the end of August.
Okay,
And,
So we have no discretion
They're
on,
right, that,
you're saying we have no discretion in our office in regards to our salaried workers, correct? The discretion for the other ones who are under the board, such as Troy, Dave, John, the deputies don't have, you're saying the deputies don't have an option. They're taking a 10% pay cut.
that was my understanding.
I just
Yeah.
want clarification.
Yeah.
That's what I need to, that's what I'm trying to figure
Okay.
that out.
Gary?
I guess my question is, with the way this is going, what's the savings gonna be?
10% on a salaried worker and 20% on a hourly, minus whatever additional that we've,
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to look at the overall picture, if you're going to, discretionarily, yes, no. I mean,
10% on salaried, 20% on hourly.
But do you have a number is what he's asking, I think.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna say this week we're going to, the next week we're not going to, I mean, you know, I guess this is what I'm,
From my perspective, the only office that we thought there was gonna be an issue would be the clerk's office in order to administer this program. That there could be some increase or some necessity to have that. So if, you know, if we're gonna shut the building down at 3 or reduce the hours of the building by 20%, the hourly part doesn't matter. It's gonna be done. I mean, there's gonna be less hours to be here. The building will be closed. You'll go home at 3 o'clock.
The work won't change.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
recognize
So the
that,
hours
but-
would be, the hours of the building are reduced, therefore the hourly workers are reduced. I think on the salaried workers, we've already talked that. This isn't an hour reduction, this is a pay reduction. Right? And that's as it's reported even to unemployment. You're not reducing your hours, you're reducing your pay.
I have a separate question, if I may.
Well, before we go off on that, is everybody clear on that?
as mud.
Well, I
Say
guess-
again.
Well, I guess my question is that with this trying to be implemented and trying to get in this July couple weeks where they're allowed to get this $600, which helps offset this difference of the 10% for the next 3 weeks or whatever, right? Then, is everybody in this salary position gonna automatically be at a 10% reduction?
Yes,
Okay. In the hourly, what's going on in the hourly?
20%.
Okay, but is everybody in this for the next 3 weeks or for the next,
Till
for the
August
first couple
30th,
weeks?
I think was
Well,
the
we got
motion.
August 30th, but you can change it any time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying for the next, this is my point, for the next 3 weeks, if indeed they can get the $600, which is, right now they can. Isn't it to everybody's advantage to try to get everybody as much as possible on this? To get that $600 to help offset this thing? We can, and July 25th, if that $600 is gone or whatever, we can decide, hey, and we know the workload and everything by then, or what's
Well,
going
our
on.
plan's going through August 30th, and
I
so,
understand,
I
but you
mean,
still don't have to certify some weeks if that 600
sure,
ends.
but part of the reason this is being done is to give some relief to the general fund too.
Right, I
So
understand.
we'd want to capture August also in order to,
My point is every one of these names gonna try to be certified for the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
that would be what I want, yes.
Okay, that's fine. We know there's a couple of them that can't be,
So it is gonna change
but,
on a weekly basis.
okay, that's my answer to my question. Then the courts can only have a couple, right?
Yeah, they have their own,
So there's a couple.
so they're
of-
doing 10% on those.
Right, and there's only a couple of them that all of them can't come in.
No,
Right.
your job is
With
to
it,
be
they'll,
able
it will be here.
Okay.
Is there gonna be something in writing for the union as far as our employees that are and aren't participating?
I don't know who that is, so we could do that. I mean, it seems to be the only issue is going to be clerk's office,
Right.
right? I mean, that's all you've gathered from, I'm not sure.
You have 8, they have 8 on the list at this time.
Okay.
9, because Dave's under the salary part.
Dave is not a Teamster.
So I'm
We have
missing
9.
someone, yeah, who's I missing? No, he's on here.
Beth?
Yeah, Beth is not on here. Okay, so everyone but Beth is on this list.
And I didn't look into it. Can Tony be
With
on
this
this?
grant,
With
But the grant, I don't think so.
I don't think he can.
he's required to be,
Yeah,
in
he-
order to fulfill the grant, he has to be,
Available for a certain amount of hours, yeah. I don't think he can,
So Tony comes off,
yeah.
and he's one person in one unit, right?
I just had, when I glanced down, I saw Tony's name and I don't think he can be on there.
23.
So Beth needs to go on,
You're not gonna get that. You're
Beth
not
can't
gonna
go
get a
on.
couple of
Beth can't
those.
go on.
It's
That's-
gonna mess with
But
the,
Mike's on.
Brooks coming
Go
on.
qualify here for this.
22.
You're not gonna get everybody up front. Really, maybe a couple.
All right,
Does there need to be a motion made in the two Teamsters not participating in the clerk's office? Or the clerk's office as a whole?
well, I mean,
They could
how's the
be
board wanna
on the
handle it?
plan, it's just, I thought, we
It's not
talked to
certified.
Yeah,
the representative at unemployment, she said, we put them in, but we just don't certify them.
right, they just don't participate in them leagues, right. But
So
in
if they-
Participate is not the right word, because it makes it sound like they're not in it at all. You have to say they won't be certified or qualified, what's the word?
I know, what is
Or
it?
Certified.
Certified for that week. Pain in the butt, yes, you gotta go in every week, say, not certified, yep, not certified.
But you have to do that
You
anyway.
have to do that anyway.
gotta do that,
to
I'm
be
just saying.
certified, Yeah.
So it may come to be stuff that this, or Kim, I mean, you guys go through week one and go, you know what, this isn't a big deal. I can do this in my whatever hours. Certify me. I'll take this time off, and you'll get certified in the next week.
Right,
My question is, can we have various hours, in looking only at the hourly group? Can we have people there that have various hours?
No.
You do.
What do you mean?
Kim's been authorized for 40 hours
As long as she has a 20% reduction.
of the 40. Okay,
Yeah.
that was my question.
Yeah, she just
So,
have to have
so
a
you could have various hours as long as they're all 20%.
same percentage.
All right, that was my question.
If they certify.
if they.
If you
yeah,
certify.
certify.
Back to your salary, just to clarify, you said they're getting a 10% reduction in their salary, but not their hours, but the workshop program is based on hours worked. So that is kind of a conflict. If they wouldn't be in the program, they wouldn't be getting anything if their hours weren't reduced.
Well, given what she said, that it can be on a salary, because there is no hourly. So in order for a salary, you take a reduction in their wages. That's how it's calculated. You can take a 60% reduction in wages if you'd like. 10% is the absolute minimum in order to qualify. So we're going on direction from her that a reduction in pay is the same as a reduction in hours from their perspective. Qualifies you for the benefits.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it does sound ridiculous.
And the court, all of them are 10%.
10%.
Was there, the judge had a letter that she had drawn up in regard to the court? Does anybody have that letter? I wasn't able to get my hands on it. Did
I
you
didn't
get
see a
it,
letter.
Kim?
Yeah,
Did you? I didn't see it.
Do you have it, Adam?
I don't remember if it was email or hard copy.
Well, I should-
Either way, I got it.
The judge has not submitted a letter.
The judge has not submitted a letter.
What was that? There was something
I
that
think
said-
so. I didn't see no letter.
Maybe it was
Carolyn and
just
I had a
email.
conversation. Carolyn and I had a conversation, and Carolyn submitted an
Oh,
email to the
Carolyn
board.
sent that. That's right.
Well, what I sent was what,
The result of your conversation.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew I
Yes.
saw it in writing somewhere.
actually the results of the judge's conversation
Right.
with
Yes.
Jennifer.
I think in addition to this is also not, I mean, given that numbers of the pandemic are starting to increase again, things are happening again, there's gonna be, it's not a bad idea. I mean, we closed down for 2 months already. If we reduce hours in this building, that's only a bonus, that's only a plus for not spreading the disease. So we can certainly put that in there.
Okay, so next issue is determining
Hours of the building?
hours of the building, right? That's where we landed before everything went weird. So,
You're gonna present a motion?
well, yeah, sure. I'll
Okay.
present a motion that, we close the building at 3 o'clock.
Building
day.
closed 3 o'clock each day. All right, is there support?
I'll support it.
Supported. Discussion. Sorry.
I have a question, because I know in previous meetings, this option was discussed, but I guess if we close the building at 3 PM every day, are we going to physically lock the doors? Because the court system says that they may or may not be still operating.
Jennifer,
If
we,
the doors are kept open to the public, it's a moot point to close because people are gonna be tapping at our windows. That's just the way I feel.
yeah. Jennifer, what do you remember, what do we have to do in order to accommodate your being open?
Court
Just
is-
have access?
Yes, we just have to have access like we did when the building was already closed. We were holding
So all
court.
doors,
It's
we'd
okay.
keep the south doors open and say court only is available.
And we open the door for people who are needing to come in. We're not going to be scheduling hearings at 3 o'clock.
So
Anything
actually, all
after 3,
doors should close.
just how you were doing it when the pandemic was at its height. I
Right,
think
we've already done a trial run of it, so we should be
Yep.
good at it.
Yep.
Okay.
And
So
like
all
I said,
doors
we're
will
not
be
going to,
closed.
we're not going to schedule anything that starts after 3 o'clock. It would be if anything was running past 3 o'clock.
I see, okay.
So then in that motion, if we can amend that motion to say that 3 o'clock, all doors would be locked.
Building's closed at 3.
Can a department take a meeting with someone, individual meeting, with someone after 3?
I don't see why not. I mean,
Just asking,
just like the court, they can escort people in and out, I guess.
okay, just asking.
I mean, why not? I mean,
Just,
but you're only getting paid,
Just
you're
wanted,
getting
if I
paid
may,
till 3.
if I may add, the court isn't open to the public right now. We're open for business, but we're still not open to the public. We're getting ready to
Yep.
engage to phase 3. We're hoping to do that maybe by the end of business today. And then we would have that approval by state court. But we're required to be available the hours of the funding unit. And if your hours are 3 o'clock, that was what our hours would be, but we would still be answering telephones and conducting business electronically and doing all those things until the end of business, normal business for 30. It will look like it looked during the pandemic,
Yep, okay, thank you.
other than the fact that we are open for business still. We just won't be permitting people to come into the building.
That makes it easy.
There's two things you have to do here. That's the first thing. But
Yep. So there's a motion for closing the building each day at 3.
You have a
Is there
second?
support? Any other discussion?
let's just confirm before all the questions are asked after we say yes. Okay, so if we close at 3, what is the actual hour reduction for the week? We typically close at what, 4:30?
It's an hour and a half
4:30.
each day, right?
Okay, so what's
7.5 hours.
7 hours, which is 20%.
7.5.
Yeah,
7.5.
7 hours is 20%. Isn't it?
Okay, I'm just, because
Yeah,
I want to
35
talk about
hours
that
is-
now, because I know when we say yes, there was, whoa, wow.
Percentages are gonna be off if you're saying you're reducing 20%.
That's what I'm talking about.
So do we do something with lunch? And what would be the, I mean, you
Just
can,
leave it.
can you do it like 22%? Or it's gotta be 20?
Whatever I do, it's gotta be
Just kidding.
consistent.
No, leave it. How about this? What is it, 50, what's the time difference? Half an hour?
Yeah. So they just get an extra half hour.
It's 15 hours out of 70. If you do 7.5 a week. In a pay period, it would be 15 hours.
Okay.
Mhm.
And a pay period would normally be
What is the
70.
exact amount of hours you have to do to hit 20%, is what I'm trying to ask.
14.
20% of 35 is what?
7.
Okay, so,
An hour and a half times 5.
7.5.
Well, there's no reason your building can't close at 3 and they work,
10 minutes.
so, okay, muddy this even further. Do I need to alter the thing so we close a half hour later on Mondays or something,
or Fridays.
or Fridays?
Oh,
Well,
that's what
Friday
everybody
is
wants
not very nice to everybody,
Well,
so,
that's-
you know, Monday you're open.
Fridays when people are here over the holiday.
Fridays when employees want to go do stuff.
Well, you had them here till 4:30.
I know, but if I got advantage to get out of here at 3,
This is not
Yahoo.
about you, Adam.
Hippy
This is
skippy.
about what the program and what we're trying to accomplish.
Actually, doing it on
in all due
Friday would be the
respect.
perfect thing to do.
All right,
I mean, I'm looking at it from the standpoint, if you want to have people grasp the situation.
so, 2 options then. We're in discussion mode still, right? So we go, Mondays is close at 3:30, the rest, or Fridays close at 3:30, the rest of the week's close at 3. I know it makes it complicated, but I don't want to get messed up
Yeah,
percentages.
well, yeah, because it'll
Just
make it
because-
difficult for Kim on hourlies, if, did I work extra, what's the percentage, and union's not gonna want that all messed up, I mean,
Just because the building is closed doesn't mean that they're not working. So why don't you have them work an extra half hour on Mondays? Or even let them pick. God forbid we should let them pick. And then we're still at the 15 hour, or the 7.5, I'm sorry, 7 and 7.
I get
14.
it, but we're creating more rules. Now we're saying the building is this, but employees are this. Let's just make it one thing.
yeah,
We're
I
done.
mean, cause it's, am I working, the building's not open, am I working, am I not working, I mean, it just makes it
They had
easier.
that for 2 months almost.
Building's closed, so I'm not working anymore.
So, revise my motion. 2. I don't know if we have to close the one that's on the floor now or what. I don't remember
Gonna
how it
amend
works,
it.
but amend the
Who
current
was the
motion.
second?
I was.
Okay.
I'll
You
amend
know,
it.
I'll
So,
amend
amend
it.
the current motion, Monday through, I hate all this. Monday through Thursday, building closes at 3. On Fridays, we close at 3:30.
Okay.
Now, all the percentages and all the hours line up, and there's no,
Got it.
I
So
think-
is there support for that? You,
Well, can I say something?
sure,
I
absolutely.
think it should say, this is just my opinion, that our motion will be, that we will reduce the work hours of the building to 14 hours a week, meaning that will be closed Monday through
7
Thursday
hours
at 3 o'clock, or 7 hours, Monday through Thursday at 3 o'clock, Friday at 3:30. But have it in there that we're reducing the hours, 7 hours a week.
okay.
Just have that in there so it's
A
plain clear.
a
it's 7
20%
hours a-
reduction of 7 hours.
Yeah, 20,
Okay.
which equals, 20% reduction, which equals 7 hours a week.
Okay, so,
Building closed at Monday through Thursday at 3 o'clock, Friday at 3:30.
with the intent to close for 7 hours a week.
Okay,
I didn't write it down.
good with you?
Yeah.
Any discussion on that? We understand we have it amended and we're all good on that? Going once?
Okay, let's have a vote.
All right,
Roll call.
roll call vote, please.
Brumman,
No,
Gothier,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Banuk,
No.
Johnston.
Yes.
Okay, next issue. No, sorry, Mr. Chairman, but I'm trying to bolster us along here. What are we doing about this week? We've already had Monday of the full swag.
Asking me
You're
for.
putting this, all right, fine. My election's not on the line. I will make a motion till a couple years when they come down on me hard for this. I'll make a motion for this week that we starting today. Yep, it's gonna turn one. Nobody's gonna be happy. Starting today's date, we close at 3 o'clock. And on Friday, or see, we gotta make up the extra what? Extra hour and a half? What do you got, Gary?
Well, I'm kind of thinking it this way. Instead of today, skip it. You've got roughly an hour and a half to get rid of from what I've been looking
Yep.
at. So why don't we start Tuesday at 2:30, Wednesday at 2:30, Thursday at 2:30?
this is
And-
Tuesday.
This is Tuesday.
Oh, I'm,
You got 3 days.
I'm sorry.
Can I?
I'm on COVID time.
Sure.
Would you guys, wanna think about maybe just kind of putting off closing the building this week until we get the application approved? Cause what happens if we have an issue with the application and
Ah.
it's closed?
That's a very good idea. Because if we go ahead and close, the application doesn't get approved, now we're sitting here on short stock people.
You could just amend Friday or whatever days are left of the week, once we hear the application is approved, to whatever hours you need to, and it would be just for this.
If we get approved on Thursday, we could close Friday. I mean, the governor could hand down a ruling tomorrow that says we have to close, and we would do it, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
So.
it's true.
So,
We did it.
yeah, the application needs to be approved. There's no doubt about it. We still have you still have that date of last Saturday. Kim, what date do you have on there as far as when you're in your application?
Put anything else in until I get the names for you.
Okay, so then you would put in last
We're gonna have to
Saturday's
start next
date,
week.
right?
We're
Just in
gonna-
case we can make it work. Because they're eligible for $600 this week if that goes.
I know they are, but
We can still make it work if
Okay.
if it's approved on Thursday.
I know, I'm not blaming you.
Right.
I am.
It needs to get approved.
We don't know
If it doesn't get approved till Friday, then we put in next Saturday's date and then we go on from there. But just in case this thing, they said, Ava, what was her name again?
Avis.
Ava? I mean, she said that this thing is pretty fast on the phone. If it's all done on the computer correctly, you're approved immediately. So if
Might
that's
find
the
out
case,
this
Kim
afternoon.
says, hey, we're
That's it.
approved Thursday
Yeah,
morning,
that's what I heard.
we could make the adjustments on Thursday and Friday so that everybody would be able to get that $600 for this coming week, for this week that we're sitting in right now.
Okay, then I don't have a motion.
Okay. So, but we'll have to come in and have another meeting if we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
do
have
that.
to if that's what happens.
Yeah. Can we just preemptively,
No, wait till she gets it.
in the event
She
that-
could have more questions. There
You've
could
got
be more
nothing better
things
to
come
do.
up on this
Keep coming in
application.
here for an hour each day.
And clarify, that motion for the building closures was only through August 30th. That's not, I don't know if that was in there. I mean,
No, we didn't, forgot to do that.
I think the intent was August 30th, correct?
That was the intent when our original motion to even enter the program,
Yep.
so it makes sense.
So it'll match what the plan is.
My understanding is the application isn't even in yet.
No, she needed the names first.
Do you know how long it takes?
It said units to be determined, so we didn't have the units, and we wanted to clarify exactly who it was affecting, and how many people, and which offices, and there were still a lot of things that were
Does
unclear.
it take 14 business days to get?
No,
approval?
they said it was almost
No,
immediate
it's-
on the phone. Once everything was in, and it was correct, it was almost immediate. That's why I understood it.
No, like my Teamsters are, and accounting on the $600, that's dwindling pretty fast.
Yep.
She has this, all the information pretty much created, all that has to be filled in so far as the hire date, so everything's ready to go. It's just submitting the application online.
So you get it submitted, and I would assume,
But she's got
I'm
it.
assuming it
They
comes
haven't
back
got
almost,
confirmation.
gives her the number, and it's almost
We
immediate
couldn't-
Without board
We still have hope for this.
for this week. Right. I would hope for this week. I mean, why not? I mean, that's what it's there for.
But she has to do the begin date, the end date, the exact number of people in those units, their exact amount of hours. Those were all things that were not, it just said units to be determined, so we didn't know what they were.
Right.
Yeah. And it's payroll week.
And we're gonna pay out the income tax.
And
Right.
HSA.
Any,
And
so we don't have any other,
And that's next month.
it is taxes.
I would ask him that you would, in doing this application, assume that it's gonna get done fast this week. So last Saturday would be the effective start date, just so if it does get done, we could get everybody in on that 600 for this week. When you're filling out your application, they're gonna ask you that date, so.
The start date on the program as of Saturday.
Yep. I understood it goes from the date that you submit the application.
No, you
No.
can,
No, you can do it
you
before
can
that,
post the date that it started.
Okay.
according to Avis.
all right, anything else?
We trust Avis.
So
Tyler?
we don't have a motion, do we?
No. Comment?
Okay, well, that was my, I wasn't sure where we were at with the motion, but question being, you know, we're talking about changing the hours of the building to the public. Do you have a specific end date for that at this point? Is that
August
going to-
30th.
That's going to be
That'll match the,
As of right now.
what our current, okay.
right?
So can you, I'm with Adam, can't you preemptively say, once the application is approved, we're gonna keep the hours are gonna be?
No.
So what Adam, he's talking about just this week. We have to figure out, we have to have a 20% reduction
I understand that,
this week, so
but
are
can't
we,
you say something about what the hours are going to be so the public knows what the hours are?
for this week?
Don't know.
As of right now, this week's hours are standard until we,
Right, but what about next week?
Next week we'll be closed at 3.
If the application.
if the
3:30.
application is
Yeah.
approved.
If the application is approved, you're gonna close at 3, except for Fridays, 3:30.
Correct.
All right, any other,
Monday,
no other
Thursday,
business
I
here?
guess this is just for our information,
I don't know, I didn't get it.
well, she can give it to you.
I didn't rate. All right, if there being no other business, we'll call for adjournment and move on with each of our days.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Adjourned. All right, thank you.
We voted on the hours.
Turn that thing off. Yeah.
Hmm?
How does that turn off? The
Just
button on
push the
top?
button in the middle.